Hello, Moira here. This tutorial in the Daisy Sampler series is looking at section 6. Section 6 is the last motif in the Daisy Sampler, and looking at the bright colours here, they're the same as in section 5 motif 1, but they are mirrored. The muted version uses the same colours that we used in section 5 motif 1. The tapestry version is using the same thread colour that we normally use. However, it is using a different colour from the one that we used in section 5 motif 1, so do make sure you use the correct colour here. And as we usually do in these tutorials, we're going to be working from the muted version. Insert your hook at stitch number 4, which is the red line on the chart. Join your yarn with a chain stitch, and then in the next stitch work a double crochet into the back loop only. Continue working your double crochet into the back loop only all the way around, remembering that when you get to the corners you insert your 2 chains. Round 79 is now complete, so we've ticked it off and we're going to look at round 80. Just checking on our repeat pattern, and we can see that our repeat this time is 13 stitches. Back to round 80, and we're going to start at stitch number 5. Join your new yarn with a chain stitch, then work 1 double crochet. We've now reached the black line that's telling us that we're at the beginning of our pattern repeat. So firstly we have got 2 drop trebles. There's the first drop treble and then the second drop treble. After our 2 drop trebles, it's 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets. After we've worked our 3 double crochets, we then have another drop treble, and that drop treble should line up with the drop treble from round 78. Then we have 3 double crochets, 1, 2, then 3, and then another drop treble. And again, this drop treble should be lined up with the drop treble from round 78. Then to end our pattern repeat, we have 3 more double crochets, and that takes us to the black line, which is the end of our pattern repeat. We've now completed our 13 stitch pattern repeat, and we're going to keep repeating these 13 stitches all along this side until we get to the black line at the corner. I've now reached the black line at the corner, and I can see the first thing that I need to do is work 2 drop trebles, and that first drop treble should line up with a drop treble from round 78. My first drop treble is worked, and there's my second drop treble. After this I need to work 1, 2, 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and the third double crochet. I then have another drop treble which is worked into the chain spaces from round 78. After this drop treble there's 1 double crochet, and then we've got the 2 chains to get round the corner. So working the 2 chains will take me round the corner. I'm going to turn my chart and then see what I need to do next. Now I'm round the corner. I've got 2 double crochets to work. So we've got the first double crochet and now the second double crochet. Then there is a drop treble to work. Looking at our chart, now we've worked that drop treble, there's 3 double crochets before we reach the end of our corner section. So 1, 2, 3, and that is now the end of our corner section. We're back to our pattern repeat of 13 stitches. Keep repeating this pattern repeat of 13 stitches along each side, and pay particular attention to the chart when you get to the corners. Round 80 is now complete, so we're going to look at round 81. We're starting at stitch 6 on round 81, and as soon as we've worked our chain stitch we have a drop treble. Once we've worked that drop treble, we're actually at the beginning of our pattern repeat. Looking at our chart, we can see the first part of the pattern repeat is 2 double crochets and then 1 drop treble. The double crochets are worked over the top of the drop trebles from the previous round. There's our second double crochet. Now we've got our drop treble, and after this drop treble we've got 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So 3 double crochets to work. 1, our second double crochet, and here's our third double crochet. After that, it's another drop treble. And then we have 1 more double crochet and 1 more drop treble. Pesky strand of yarn getting in the way there. So we've got 1 more drop treble to work, and then we've got 3 double crochets to work after this drop treble. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, and the third double crochet. Then it's a last drop treble, and that's our 13 stitch pattern repeat for this particular round. We're now going to keep repeating these 13 stitches along this side, and when we get to the black line at the corner, we're going to start our corner section. I've now just completed that drop treble, so I'm at the black line, and I've got 2 double crochets to work over the 2 drop trebles. I'm now working those 2 double crochets. That's 1 and then 2, and after this I've got another drop treble to work, and then it's 1, 2, 3 double crochets before another drop treble. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then a drop treble into the chain stitches from round 79. These drop trebles into chain stitches can be slightly tricksy to get into. Once we've completed that drop treble, it's 1 double crochet and then 2 chains to take us around the corner. Once we get round the corner, there are 2 double crochets to work before a drop treble. Be careful because this pattern's not square like some of the other corner patterns are. So I've still this drop treble to work. It's proven a little bit awkward to get into, but once I've worked this drop treble, there are then 1, 2, 3 double crochets to work before that final drop treble tells us that we're at the end of our corner section. That's our final drop treble there, and we've completed our corner section. And we're now back at our 13 stitch pattern repeat. We're going to keep repeating these 13 stitches along each side, and when we get to the corner, we're going to pay particular attention to our chart. We've now completed round 81, and let's have a look at round 82. So I'm attaching my yarn at stitch 7 with a chain stitch as I normally do, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into the back loop in the next stitch and continue working double crochet into the back loop all the way around, remembering when I get to the corners to add 2 chains. Round 82 is now completed and ticked off. We are now ready to look at round 83, and round 83 is our round that has got the drop double treble in it. In this round we are starting at stitch 8 and we are joining our new yarn colour as we usually do with a chain stitch. Looking at our chart, we've got 1 double crochet stitch to work before the black line, and then another 4 double crochet stitches to work before our drop double treble. So I'm going to work 5 double crochet stitches all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now ready to work that drop double treble. I'm just checking my chart to see where I should be inserting my hook, and it should be inserted into the stitch to the right of the drop treble 3 rows below. And I'm working a double treble stitch into here, which is a treble stitch in the US. Once I've completed this drop double treble, I then have got 5 double crochet stitches to work before the next drop double treble. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm now ready to work my next drop double treble, and this time my hook should be inserted into the stitch to the left of the drop treble 3 rows down. And once I've completed this drop double treble, there are 2 double crochets to work, and then we've completed this 13 stitch repeat pattern for round 83. So keep repeating these 13 stitches along this side until you come to the black line at the corner. I've now reached the black line at the corner section, so I've got 4 double crochets to work before that drop double treble. I'm just completing those double crochet stitches before I work that drop double treble, and I'm just checking where I insert my hook for my drop double treble is to the right of the drop treble stitch 3 rows below. After completing the drop double treble, there are 5 double crochet stitches to work before the corner 2 chains. I'm completing these double crochets, and now I've reached the corner, so I'm going to work the 2 chains to get around the corner. Looking at my chart, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets to work before I get to that drop double treble. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I've got the drop double treble, and this time my drop double treble should be lined up to the left of that drop treble 3 rows below. Once I'm completed the drop double treble, I've got 2 more double crochets to go till the black line, and then it's another 4 double crochets before the next drop double treble. I'm just going to work one pattern repeat so that you can see what it looks like with the corner. Keep repeating the 13 stitch pattern repeat around each side, and pay particular attention when you get to the corner sections. Remember, they're not square. So we've now completed round 83, not many rounds to go, and we can look now at round 84. On round 84, we're starting at stitch 9, which is the one to the left of the drop double treble. Join your new yarn with a chain stitch, and then immediately after that we have a drop treble. So straight after our chain stitch we've got 1 drop treble to work. We're then at the black line that's telling us that we're at the start of our 13 stitch pattern repeat, and we've got 2 double crochets after this line. After the 2 double crochets we've got another drop treble. And after this drop treble we've got 3 double crochets before another drop treble. So there we go, 1, 2, 3, and now we've got another drop treble to work, and 1 more double crochet and 1 more drop treble. Here's our double crochet and then our other drop treble. We then have got 1, 2, 3 double crochets and a drop treble to see us to the end of our 13 stitch repeat pattern. That's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets and the third one, and then that's our final drop treble. We're now completed our 13 stitch repeat pattern. This repeat pattern on round 84 is the same as the repeat pattern on round 81, and all our drop trebles should be lining up with those from round 81. We're now going to repeat this 13 stitch pattern all the way along this side until we get to the black line at the corner. I've just completed the drop treble before the black line, so there's now 2 double crochets to work before the next drop treble. And remember, that drop treble should be lining up with the drop treble from round 81. We then have got 1, 2, 3 double crochets to work before the next drop treble, and again this drop treble should be lined up with the drop treble from round 81. After this drop treble there are 2 double crochets to work and then another drop treble, and this time the drop treble is worked into the chain stitches from round 82. We then have 1 double crochet to work before the corner 2 chains. Now we're round the corner, we've got 1 double crochet to work and then 1 drop treble, and again the drop treble is worked into the chains from round 82. After this there's 1, 2, 3 double crochets to work and then a drop treble, and the drop treble should be lined up with the drop treble from round 81. So I've got this drop treble to work, which is the one that lines up with round 81, and it's nicely lined up. I'm just checking. I've then got 3 double crochets to work, the first one, the second one and the third one, and then I've got another drop treble to work, and this drop treble is the last drop treble in our corner section because we've now come to the black line at the corner. So that's our corner section complete. Repeat those 13 stitches all the way around each side, and when you come to the corner pay particular attention to the chart. Now we've completed round 84, we can tick it off and look at round 85, and we can see that round 85 is the last round in our blanket before our edge stitch. On round 85 we're going to start the 10th stitch in from the corner. We can also use the drop double treble from round 83, and we're starting 1 stitch to the left of it. Join your new yarn with a chain stitch, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet stitch, and then this takes us to the black line where we start our pattern repeat. We then have 4 double crochets to work before we have a drop treble. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that drop treble is going to line up with a drop double treble from round 83. We then have 2 more double crochets to work. So number 1 and then the second one, and then we've another drop treble to work. That drop treble sits nicely between the drop trebles from round 84. After that there are 2 double crochets and then another drop treble, which again is lining up with the drop double treble from round 83. After this we've got 2 double crochets, and then we get to the black line, which is telling us that we're at the end of our pattern repeat. Keep repeating these 13 stitches along the side until you get to the black line at the corner. I'm now at the corner because I've got to the black line, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets to work, and then I've got a drop treble. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that drop treble should be lined up with a drop double treble from round 83. I now need to count how many double crochets I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets I've got to work until I get to the corner. I'm now working the 7 double crochets to get me to the corner, and then I'll work 2 chains to get me around the corner. Now I'm around the corner, I have got to work 8 double crochets before I get to that drop treble. There's the drop treble, and after this there are 2 double crochets to work till the black line at the end of the corner. However, I'm going to work on until the first drop treble, so that is 6 double crochets that I need to work before I get to the drop treble. And once we complete that drop treble, our corner is now complete. We need to repeat these 13 stitches around each side, paying particular attention when we get to the corner section. We've now completed round 85, which means we've completed section 6, which means we've completed the pattern section of our daisy sampler. You can see now how all the small motifs make up the larger border sections. I hope that I've managed to overcome your fear of doing any border sections in the future. We now have to add an edge onto our daisy sampler, and you can do this by either using the twisted single crochet stitch or the crab stitch. And there's a tutorial that teaches you how to work both of these. So thank you for watching this tutorial in the Daisy Sampler series. Please do subscribe to daisyknots channel if you've found this useful. Thank you.